when I write essays, I make up stories to give me more imagination while I'm writing. And if it's an easy story, then I do enjoy telling people stories, so it's like easy for me to write essays now. Now I'm going to hand out to you an assignment that I had in ELA class this year. It was just a few months ago. It was a genre study. So this was just this isn't one of the main parts for the genre study, but it's my favorite one because it had a book that I really liked reading. So can you guys pass them down?
Are you going to sit through the parts in the front and have to describe?
So this was, the genre study was mainly about choosing 3 books that you liked, and like you had a choice, on the assignment you had a choice out of 20 things what you wanted to do. For this book in COT, I chose to make a test on it. Like, I made the test and I had to hand it in, but there are 2 others. I'm trying to save the trees, so I couldn't print them out. And then this one's the main part of the genre study. It's supposed to wrap it all up, so all the 3 books are in here, like a summary of all of them are in here. And this one, it just tells you about all the 3 books that I've read, and I chose those books because they were really interesting, and I do like to read stories on adventure and like on fantasy and things like that, because I just really like those kinds of books. And I wrote that essay because how I wrote that was my teacher, in the beginning of 7th grade last year, she used to give us graphic organizers, which are things that help you organize your essays really well. And here's what she gave us. And then sometimes she gives them to us before we write an essay, unless she's trying to help us a little. My more school goal for this subject is to do high quality work, because every time I write an essay, I do try to make it as neat and as professional as I possibly can, just like I did with the genre study, and I did get a good grade on it. And now we're going to move on to social studies.
Is that a PowerPoint as well?
Yeah. This year in social studies, we learned about the Triangle Fire, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire in New York, civil rights, Martin Luther King Jr., Black Death, medieval Europe, and the Age of Exploration. I like learning about the Triangle Fire because I found this event very interesting, and it was something really sad. As you can see, it started, it took place on March 21st in 1911 in New York, in the middle of Manhattan, and it was a shirtwaist factory. That factory has thousands of workers, but they were all women immigrated from Italia, Italy, and other places too. I don't know them. And 146 of those workers died, and around 125 of them were under the age of 18. And some ways that they tried to escape from the building was they tried to escape from using the door that just leaves, but the managers, the owners of the factory, locked the door, because they were afraid that the people could escape during the day and like steal things from the factory, and so they couldn't get out through that way. And then some of them tried to jump out of windows, but they ended up dying, and only one of them survived, but a short time after they died. And others tried to jump down the elevator shaft because the elevator wouldn't go up and down quick enough, so they jumped down on top of the elevator, and that's what made it like break, so they couldn't use it anymore. And then some of them just burnt in the fire, and others tried to build a human bridge across the building next to them, but that didn't work either. And one last thing that they did to escape was the fire escape was too it had too much pressure on it, so like all the weight of the people and the fire was like gonna make it break down, so it fell with all the people that were on it. And that was like something really sad. And the owners had to pay like $75 for each body each person that died. I think what happened with the Triangle Fire relates to the world today, because during fires now they do have a certain number of fire escapes for I think every 100 workers or 100 people in the building, and they have started to have sprinklers now, and they have to have safe ways to escape during a fire or during something like that. And I think that happened partly because of the Triangle Fire, so that took a big part in it. My more school goal for the subject is to take ownership of my learning and understanding things in my own way, because I had an assignment to do for social studies with a partner. It was about the factory fire, and I had to make a newspaper about it, and we got a good grade on that also. Now I'll be moving on to science, which is one of my favorite subjects, just like ELA. This year in science, we learned about genetics, evolution, physics, and astronomy. And the concept that I enjoyed learning about this year is physics. I like doing physics because it was simple and fun, and it was something that I really like to do because I could do it without stopping or asking questions. My work sample in science is my science fair project, because I had a fun time with my partners making it, and I had to make a robot.
Let's put down the table.
And I can't explain it.
You okay? Do that.
Okay, and then this is our robot moving. It goes goes around the yard heater like around 5 times, but this video was taken by a cell phone, so it couldn't like go longer than like a minute.